This is News with the Disney Dude. Please like this video, subscribe to my channel for more content, and please hit that thumbs up if you like the video. I'm going to apologize right now. Obviously it is the 4th of July. Fireworks are going off, so it may get kind of loud while I'm recording the news. But there's no way I can block out the noise, so I apologize in advance, but I'm still going to bring you the news, okay? So here now's the news for July 4th of 2025, and we're going to begin with a kind of a strange one. Test track doors fail to open, causing the cart to crash through at Epcot. So, if you're familiar with the ride at all, so at the end, right before you shoot out of the building, there are two doors that are closed, and when the car shoots towards them, they're supposed to open really, really fast. So, they're opening at the very last minute. So you're like, oh my God, we're gonna hit these doors, and all of a sudden they open, and then you fly out of the building. Sometimes, unfortunately, the sensors don't pick that up, so it causes the cars to crash through the doors. The Imagineers thought of this when they built Test Track. So if the doors don't open or open all the way, what the car will do is just drive through it, and the doors they're made of a breakaway material, so it's not going to hurt the doors, nor is it going to hurt the car. Well, it kind of hurts the doors, but it doesn't hurt the car. It doesn't hurt the cars when they go through. So, which is great, because I didn't even know that when I had to research it. So, but I'm glad that no one will get hurt because of that, or so, but that's just wild. But I have ridden Test Track a couple times, the 2.0 version, when when the doors were actually just open. They didn't they weren't closed, and then when you drive through, they open. I've ridden it both ways. I've ridden it with the doors working, and I've ridden it where the doors are already open. I have not ridden it where the doors crash through where the cars crash through the doors. That I have not done. But I don't know. But who knows? I never say never. Anything is possible. But that's just. But just if you aren't aware, and the doors don't open at Test Track, and you actually hit the doors, don't worry, because the doors are made for that. The doors are made for just in case if those doors don't open, then the ride can continue anyway, because it's a breakaway door. So it's not going to hurt the car nor the door. So they can just rebuild the door. Oh no! Now I have to get another Magic Band. A new Fantasmic Magic Band Plus is available at Walt Disney World. So similar with the other one that was released 2 years ago. This one is kind of more updated. In a way, there's Mickey in the center. I can't show this to you because I don't have it yet. But there's Mickey Mouse in the center in his Sorcerer's Apprentice outfit. And then there's the Mark Twain riverboat, which appears at the end of Fantasmic. There's the old hag in there. Probably a bunch of other references as well. I again, like I said, I haven't bought it yet, so I can't show it to you. But just when I think that I'm not going to buy another Magic Band, then one of these comes out. And, you know, it's no secret that Fantasmic is my favorite Walt Disney World show here in Florida. And, you know, look, there's a lot of entertainment that I love. I love live entertainment. Beauty and the Beast, Indiana Jones, Little Mermaid, Mickey's Magical Friendship Fair, the Laugh Floor, however long, if that lasts, I don't know, but Laugh Floor, anything with live entertainment, I love, but Fantasmic is very special to me, and it's not only special to me, it's really special to a lot of people. It's special to a lot of people, and it's nice now, every now and then, that Fantasmic gets love, because I don't know, I don't want to assume this, but, I think that, not sitting down and counting, I would say that Fantasmic is probably the most popular nighttime show at Walt Disney World, next to probably Happily Ever After at the Magic Kingdom. I would say those two are probably the most popular nighttime offerings here at Walt Disney World. So again, I'm glad to see that Fantasmic is getting some love. I don't think that, Walt Disney World would be this stupid, but, I really hope it's a show that never goes away. Never goes away. And look, I've sat here and had that conversation before. I've sat here and I've said, Muppet Vision 3D is never going away, because why would they do that? And, and then look what happened. But with as popular as Fantasmic is, that theater is packed. That amphitheater is packed every single night. Every single night that they do that show. So, I really don't believe that they would get rid of it. At least hopefully not in my lifetime again. Who knows? But, again, Fantasmic getting some love. So now I have to buy a new Magic Band. So, there you go, okay? Hundreds of trees have been cut down for new Cars expansion, lay down yard at the Magic Kingdom. So, we're not going to get into this whole thing again. People getting upset about the Rivers of America and blah, blah, blah. But they are making headway with this. And it's, we're going to see a lot more progress. Especially when they close the riverboat, because that's coming up. And they close Tom Sawyer Island. That's coming up. I think it's July. Is it July? What is it? Gosh, is it in 2 days? 6th or 7th they close? Gosh, that's coming up. I didn't even realize how close that was. But I think that when they close those two attractions, we're going to be reporting on a lot more construction updates. And who knows? Are they going to put construction walls up? Probably. So, there's probably not a lot of it we're even going to see. But Who knows? I have no idea. So, but they are starting to clear land for this Cars expansion, and I hate to be that guy. I really hate to be that guy, but I really can't wait for this Cars expansion. That and Disney Villains, I am stoked. I am excited about those two lands. So, say what you want about the Riverboat and Rivers of America. Come after me. I don't really care. But I think that Cars expansion is going to be fantastic. It's going to be a great addition to the Magic Kingdom. Alright, first permit has been filed for Monsters Inc. Land construction at the Muppet Vision 3D Theater. So, again, we still don't know what's going in that theater. We still don't know. Disney refuses to tell us that. And I'm sorry, but that is outrageous. That is absolutely outrageous. For you to rip Muppet Vision 3D out and then not even saying what you're replacing it with, that's bad. That is really bad. I am sorry, but that is outrageous. That is outrageous. And look, I can't wait for that Monsters Inc. themed land either. I really, really can't. I think that's going to be great. That door coaster is going to be fantastic. But it did not warrant you to get rid of Muppet Vision 3D. I am very sorry, but you could have cleared more land, and you could have put in another theater in the back of the space, okay? But you didn't. You didn't, and you said, well, let's just get rid of Muppet Vision. That's the easiest way. That is not always the best answer. The easiest answer is not always the best answer, alright? And look, if they do this Rock and Roller Coaster retheme with the Muppets, and they move the Villains Land over to the Magic Kingdom when the Villains Land opens, and if they actually put Muppet Vision 3D in that space, then, all of our ranting and raving will be solved, okay? I don't really think it's going to happen, because I just don't think current Walt Disney World management feels the same way about the Muppets as we do, okay? And people are going to be like, oh, we're getting a Muppets coaster, blah, blah, blah. Not everybody can do a roller coaster. Not every single person in the world can ride a roller coaster, alright? And that's not including, kids under a certain height restriction, people with, pre-existing, medical conditions. A lot of people can't ride roller coasters, okay? But everybody can see a show. Everybody in the world can see a show. Whether you want to go in there or not, that's a different story. But everybody in the world can see a show. Alright? So, for Disney to say, yes, we're getting rid of Muppet Vision 3D, but we're putting in this Rock and Roller Coaster retheme with the Muppets, that is outrageous. That is outrageous. I'm sorry, but that is really, really dumb. Really, really dumb. Alright? And again, if they do put Muppet Vision in where the Disney Villains is, then I will be rejoicing. I will be dancing for joy. Alright? But I don't know. I just don't see it. I just don't see it. But who knows? They could surprise us. Who knows? The Hall of Presidents reopens at the Magic Kingdom with updated Donald Trump figure. So, I'm not getting into this whole political nonsense. I have sat here many times and told you guys that the Hall of Presidents has to stay. It has to stay at the Magic Kingdom. There is no doubt. All right. And every time it closes for refurbishment, when they, put the new president in office, and everyone's like, I hope they're gonna get rid of it because that's an outdated attraction and blah blah blah. I do not agree with you. I do not agree with you. I am sorry that you feel that way, but if that's the way you feel about it, then don't go in there. Don't go in there, alright? So that's that. That's my 2 cents on the subject. I do have a video up on the channel. So if you want to watch the show with the updated Donald Trump animatronic, you are more than welcome to. Clearly they updated this animatronic. As you know, a lot of you may remember, this was just a rumor that Disney thought that, Hillary Clinton would win the election. But they thought that she would win the election when she raced against Donald Trump. Obviously, that didn't happen. Donald Trump won. But as the rumor goes, Disney had already made a Hillary Clinton audio animatronic, and then when Trump won, they were like, "Oops, we got to make this into a Donald Trump animatronic," and that's why. And that's why they say he looked so bad. I don't know. I really don't know. It's just a rumor. That would explain it. He really didn't look all that great. He didn't look like himself. But with this update, he looks a lot more like himself. So he looks more like Donald Trump now. But again, I'm not getting into this whole political mumbo-jumbo crap. So, if that's the way you're going to act about it and say, well, I'm not going into the Hall of Presidents again, or I only go in because of Donald Trump and blah, 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 then don't go in there. Do not go in there, and please do not ruin it for other people. Do not ruin it for other people, all right? Here's a funny one, okay? There's a mother suing Walt Disney World for her child being scared by a stormtrooper in Star Wars Galaxy's Edge at Disney's Hollywood Studios. So here's the story. Her child was in a stroller, and the mother left the child unattended. I don't know where the mother went. I have no idea. But there was a stormtrooper that, as you know, that they march through Galaxy's Edge looking for resistance sympathizers and such. And they walked up to the stroller, and they did their spiel and stuff and scared the child. And the kid was reportedly very scared and knocked the stroller over, and the mother got very, very angry and is now suing Disney for this. I am sorry, but look, you left your child unattended. You left your child unattended in a stroller, okay? Look, now I look at this both ways, okay? If I was the performer in that stormtrooper costume, I would not want to go up to a lone baby stroller and walk up to an unattended child, okay? But I think that's totally outrageous for this woman to be suing Disney. Okay, so I can see it both ways. I can definitely see it both ways. But come on. I mean, are you kidding me? Are you absolutely kidding me? You're suing Disney because of your negligence. You're the one that walked away. You're the one that walked away from the stroller. So, if you're suing Disney because you walked away from the stroller. You're at fault, not Disney. Okay? On the other hand, I get it, Stormtrooper, should have been more careful, but, I mean, come on. That's no reason to sue Disney. That is no reason to sue Disney, okay? I don't know. Let me know how you feel in the comments, but I think that that's outrageous. That's pretty stupid, alright? And the last thing I want to talk about, just real briefly, is I want to talk more about the Hall of Presidents. So, again, the Hall of Presidents really means something to Walt Disney World. It meant a lot of, it meant so much to Walt Disney and his optimism about the future, and, you know, his belief that, you know, better days were coming and everything. And, you know, for people to be so outrageous and people to be so disrespectful about this attraction is just, I think, is asinine. It's totally asinine, and it's ridiculous. Because you're not only disrespecting the presidency, but you're also disrespecting the man upstairs. You're disrespecting Walt Disney, okay? You're disrespecting Walt, okay? And look, I know that, you know, things were different then, and it was a simpler time, and you know, politics wasn't like it is now and everything, but that's no excuse. I'm sorry, but that's no excuse for you people to be so outrageous and ridiculous. So, I mean, if that's the way you're gonna act, then don't go. Do not go into that theater. Do not go into that theater and cause a ruckus, alright? But that's just my 2 cents on the subject. I don't know. I'm pretty sure someone in the comments is going to be like, why are you picking on people? Blah, 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 blah. Okay? But that's the way I feel. That's the way I feel, alright? This was an attraction that Walt Disney always wanted to have at Disneyland. He couldn't build it at Disneyland. He wanted to build it for Walt Disney World, and he never got to see that. He never got to see, you know, Walt Disney World nor the Hall of Presidents being open. So, the Hall of Presidents, Carousel of Progress, Walt Disney's Enchanted Tiki Room, Country Bear Jamboree, Pirates of the Caribbean, Haunted Mansion, It's a Small World. These are attractions that are important. They are very important to Disneyland and Walt Disney World. Okay? And for people to totally disrespect them, I think is totally outrageous. Totally outrageous and asinine. And if that's the way you're gonna be, then don't go. Then don't go to these places and keep those comments to yourself. Alright? And leave those attractions for us that love them and love going to these theme parks. Alright? But that's my thought on the subject, alright? So, yeah, so we're gonna stop there on this very dark, bleak video here. So, if you like this video, please hit that like button. Please subscribe to my channel for more content. I thank you guys very much for watching this video. You guys have a great rest of your 4th of July. And remember that tomorrow is just a dream away.